2021 में FIR रजिस्टर किया गया, 120B and other sections, as you can see, under the Prevention of Corruption Act also we have seen. And next. Yeah, you go for that cabinet. Yes, yes. The then Chief Minister and his minister, Labour Minister, they gave a false projection before the Council of Ministers that there is something called 3,200 wala project, out of which 90% is going to come in from Siemens company, and then only 10% we have to invest. Whatever I explained to you. And government, they decided they will set up at 6 places. 6 places, they wrote all that. 6 clusters, 500 तकरीबन 550 करोड़ का हर एक जगह पर. So that numbers you can see, 6 places, 6 into 550, and so 90% of that 550 is 491, which is shown in the government geo as these are the words used in the geo. And immediately after this geo, there is an agreement. There is an agreement. The agreement that is made is between 3 people, tripartite. The 3 people in the agreement are Skill Development Corporation, the Siemens India Software, and a private entity called Design Tech. तीनों का जो एग्रीमेंट है, इसके बारे में जियो में जिक्र किया हुआ है कि एग्रीमेंट होगा, लेकिन जो एग्रीमेंट के अंदर है, एग्रीमेंट में जो जियो में जो जिक्र किया गया है कि 90-10 फॉर्मूला होगा, ये एग्रीमेंट में नहीं है. एग्रीमेंट में सिर्फ सरकार का जो शेयर होगा वो 330 करोड़ जो हमने आपको दिखाया. So 330 crores is the सरकार का शेयर, 5 into 55 plus at each place. So this 330 crores plus 41 crores of GST adds up to what we are talking about as a 371 crore scam. That is what. So the total 90% story, whatever is there, it is not carried into the agreement. So once this happened, Geo mentions overall 90-10, agreement does not mention. And agreement does not mention Geo number, Geo date. Today I was told somewhere that one of the accused mentioned in a press meet somewhere that on the day of signing agreement, power, बिजली चली गई थी. हमने कैंडल्स के सहारे एग्रीमेंट लिखा था और इसलिए हमने गलती से जियो का नाम, जियो का नंबर और डेट उसमें दर्ज करना हमने भूल गए. पावर कट थी, पावर पता नहीं किस दिन पावर कट हुआ, उसके बाद बहुत दिन पावर तो रहा है इंडिया में. वो डॉक्यूमेंट, एक जियो के डिटेल्स एक एग्रीमेंट में कैरी फॉरवर्ड क्यों नहीं, मेंशन क्यों नहीं किया गया? दैट इज द पॉइंट वी आर ट्राइंग टू मेक हियर. So such false things are coming everywhere, here and there. That is why the necessity to sit here also and explain to you. The son of the former Chief Minister, Mr. Lokesh, also has been going around and has been telling about the implementation of the whole program. I told you clearly the 5 financial years how the money has come and the corporation has been running, and the lacks of training and individuals getting benefit and all that, employment, that's a running program. We are talking about a particular financial year, the swindling of that amount in the name of a 90-10 arrangement. That is exactly what we are talking about. And the बाकी जो ट्रेनिंग हुआ वो सीमेंस के साथ नहीं हुआ. सीमेंस के अलावा बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं भारत में जो अपने अपने ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम्स स्किल डेवलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन के साथ किए हुए हैं, and they received the payments. Even all that we are not investigating all that. We are talking only about that particular thing. And it is easy for them to just mix it up and say that it is part of that. We have लाखों को हमने training दिया है, and all that. जबकि हमने centers खोली है, centers आंखों के सामने दिखाई पड़ रहे centers, सब कुछ चल रहा है, मशीनरी है, सब कुछ है. जब जहाँ सब कुछ है और CID कहता है कुछ भी नहीं है, what is this? So it's very easy to spin a story, a lie like that. But we are talking about 241 crore, a proceeds of crime, which ED has pointed out, and which the Siemens company as an original entity, they have also done an internal investigation of their company. So I would like to draw your attention to first that flow chart. Siemens, yeah. Amit Sehgal, legal counsel and nodal officer, he gave a 164 statement. See, 164 statements are statements given under oath to a magistrate. So I will show you a list of people who have given their deposition under the 164 CRPC. I have with me the Additional Advocate General of Andhra Pradesh, Mr. P.S. Reddy, and he will also explain to you on the validity and the sanctity of a 164 CRPC statement given by anybody in an investigation. One such person is this Mr. Amit Sehgal. He says that he clearly mentioned in his communication to us, as well as he spoke in favor of the prosecution in his 164 statement. He clearly mentions that the terms in the GO issued for setting up centers and the terms mentioned in the MOU are different. The MOU deviated from the GO and did not mention about the 90% contribution to be made by Siemens. So the accused, Ms. Suman Bose, and did not give complete facts to the management of Siemens legal team. He concluded. He concluded that this individual, see, it is the case of one individual in a local subsidiary of an international company doing a hera-pheri, sitting at Delhi and misguiding, misleading his own parent company as well as a state government. But then the state government itself, the people who ran the government themselves had actually designed this project, had actually colluded with them. Let's go back. Mr. Naidu had a personal friend, Illendula Ramesh or somebody, who had actually, who actually brought up this idea. Where's that? Illendula Ramesh. Yes. The vendors, Design Tech and SISW, they approached Mr. Naidu when he was Chief Minister through some intermediary who was a TDP leader, and then they proposed the setting up of the center. So the way to do it, they was given to by them. And a person who happened to be the auditor of the TDP party, he gets appointed as the auditor of the Skill Development Corporation. That is another important thing. And then another person, Mr. Ganta Subbarao, an industry expert, is roped in and he is given, look at how many positions he is given. Ganta Subbarao. One individual. Just zoom it up, please. Zoom it. This left box, left side box, can you zoom it? Okay, leave it. Sorry. So he holds, he holds 4 positions. Those are the tenures. Between 14 to 19, he is in some capacity or the other, he is there. So he holds what? He is Managing Director and CEO of Skill Development Corporation in 2 tenures, and then he is ex officio Chief Secretary. He is ex officio Secretary to the Chief Minister on behalf of Higher Education Department. He is named as that. Yeah, please move it aside. Yes, and he is Secretary to the newly formed department. What is that newly formed department? Skill Development, Entrepreneurship and Innovation Department. It's formed. And then ex-officio secretary to Chief Minister for that department. And he is special secretary to that department. These are the positions occupied, and this is the department that is formed to render the original stakeholder department, the higher education department. So the regular principal secretary of the higher education department is totally taken aside. He is given overriding powers, and he is also made responsible to be communicating directly to the Chief Minister's office. So he is the one who proposes release of funds. He obtains the approvals of the Chief Minister, and he circulates to the finance, and he pushes the money out. So he is nowhere reporting to any other parent department. So his department is created exclusively for him. SDEIS, skill development and all that. So this is the way the highest executive of the government has operated, and seeing to it that within the 3-month window, 371 crores is pushed out of the system. At that time, there was no, it was purely nomination basis, no tender or anything. Next. Then there was another person. I have shown you two tenures of Mr. Subbarao. His successor, there was one gentleman called Prem Chandra Reddy. He proposed that let us write to some technical body who can certify or something. So that is called Central Institute of Tool Design. So they wrote to him. They wrote to them, and they in turn wrote back trying to certify. Now the irony of the story is that organization was manipulated by this SISW, and they were made to project and justify the 90% valuations, where it is, in reality it is not. So these are the releases that were finally 185 crore, 5/12/2015, 29/1/16, 85 crore gone out, 11/3/16. Look at that, and quick succession between December of 2015 and 31st March 16. Just those closing 3 months of that 15-16 financial year, those 4 releases had gone out. The CITD headed by Mr. Shujait Khan, he clearly says he was not conveyed that an independent valuation had to be done, and he only went by the information being received from officials of Siemens. He just took the information and gave it back in the way they need to make the 3,300 crores picture complete. That is how they did. So what we are asking is, how can a sitting chief minister form an organization without the approval of the cabinet, and after forming the organization, name any individual in 4 capacities, 3 capacities, जैसे लाभ हो जाए वैसे एक ही आदमी को 3-4 कैपेसिटीज में फिक्स किया जाए, फिक्स करके उन्हीं के साथ काम कराया जाए, और फंड्स वैसे जो फ्लो आउट हो जाते हैं उन्हीं के तहत, उन्हीं के बोलने पर. Now comes the role of the finance department of the state government. We will tell you the kind of pressure that was exerted on the finance secretaries and others in the department. The finance officers, in their files they openly wrote, it may be referred to planning department whether an amount of 55 crores be given for one pilot, we'll monitor it and all that. ऐसे remarks they had suggested, but then when the file had not been routed through finance before approval of 370 crores was taken, put up specific requirement why additional amount is required. So the finance department officers हर एक बार कहते रहे, 3-4 बार फाइनेंस और उनके बीच में लड़ाई हुआ था, जिसमें वो लोग लिख रहे हैं कि कम से कम एक पायलट हो जाए पहले, या फिर एडिशनल टोटल अमाउंट जितना पूछा जा रहा है उसका जस्टिफिकेशन बता दो, क्या उसका डीपीआर है, कुछ तो सबमिट करो, डीपीआर नहीं है हम कैसे देंगे. This was the tussle going on, and officers have sworn on oath under 164 statement. उन्हीं का बयान के बल पे ये पूरा केस का इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रहा है, और हम लोग रिमांड तक हमने लाया इस इन्वेस्टिगेशन में एक फॉर्मर चीफ मिनिस्टर को, और कोर्ट में हमने पेश किए. जब कोर्ट में हमने पेश किए, उनके डिफेंस काउंसिल की तरफ जब शुरू हुआ, 10 घंटे का आर्ग्यूमेंट चला विजयवाड़ा में. 10 hours of arguments between the prosecution and the prosecution side he led, and the other side they brought another counsel. And at the end of the day, the remand condition, whatever the remand report spoke, the Honorable ACB Court judge accepted the argument of the prosecution and remanded him to the judicial custody for 14 days of judicial custody. Having seen that, we are seeing a continuous tirade of misinformation and justifications and everything. This is not a politically driven case or anything, because just after this I am going to take you to the year 2018, when the first smoke about this came out. That I will tell you. उसके पहले हम ये देखेंगे कि 3 या 4 बार फाइनेंस ऑफिसर्स ने प्रोटेस्ट किया, एंड look at that, CM has told, and that's your opinion. Chief Secretary spoke to me today requesting for immediate clearance of the file. Mr. Ganta Subbarao met me and handed over minutes of meeting by CM. So they hand over meeting. CM साहब ने मीटिंग रख ली है, CM साहब ने मीटिंग के तहत आपको बोल रहा है, इसलिए आप कर लो. Right. Besides this, we will also take them through the 13 and 5.
So you are saying
Mr. Ramesh, Mr. Ramesh has written there clearly. A noting was made by Dr. P.V. Ramesh. The Chief Secretary spoke to me today requesting for immediate clearance of the file. Mr. Subbarao met me and handed over minutes of meeting by CM and requested for release of money as decided by CM, considering the decision of CM and CS, orders of CS at para be implemented. हम क्या करेंगे? चलो, he is a serving officer on that day. Today he may be a retired person and he is saying something to the contrary.
this person is arrested?
No. This person is.
He has cleared the file, right?
Yeah.
Whatever noting comes on,
He has cleared.
He has cleared it, right? So you should have said that I will not clear, or I will look into it. Why didn't you do that?
He said earlier.
The officer has an authority to say no, because
Yeah.
without
This is the case of officers who use their authority to say no, and the highest executive who vetoed, who is having the authority above them. Okay, the political executive sitting above the bureaucrats, they exerted the pressure with the help of the notings and the files.
party to the crime, sir, by signing, whether it did it, whether agreeing to whatever conditions or whatever the instructions given by CM. If we didn't approve to whatever the CM has instructed, either he should have put in his paper,
Yeah.
or I will not approve this,
Yeah.
or he can't just, get away saying that I was.
No, it's not about getting away. It's about the mens rea that is involved in every step and every stage. The whole process surrounding them was fixed. The whole process surrounding them was fixed. They have.
Not arrested.
No, huh?
Why P.V. Ramesh is not being arrested?
Arrest for what?
Because he signed it.
Because he signed with arrest. Huh?
Yes.
No, how can you say that?
Babu Daddy has
Because
signed somewhere because
everyone who is involved
See, it's
in
not-
approving the project,
Yeah.
processing the project, releasing the money,
See,
everyone is party to the crime, right?
no, see, the point is,
No,
the,
CID has questioned or quizzed Mr. Ramesh.
yes, he has given On the oath, he has given a statement, 164 statement.
No, DGT in the public says that from the court, that is statement in
Not
the public.
He is
CID,
given.
right?
He is submitted to
My
court.
question is, whosoever was-
No, we'll go to questions first, we'll finish this.
But
Huh?
you are giving false information, sir. You are
No,
saying
but-
all these things and later you go and you ask and we miss out this point.
Don't miss out, note down.
So,
Let us
Will
come.
you provide this document?
Okay, आप याद रखो, कोई बात नहीं. Next. What is next? Yeah. So this could provide some answer to you. On 13 occasions, the former Chief Minister, on 13 occasions, he gives approvals. All those approvals are given. Signatures, approvals. All these are approvals given by him. These approvals include forming a corporation, releasing funds to that corporation, approving the agreement, and time and again pushing the postings of people who are necessary there, including one junior officer somewhere, deputy commissioner, deputy of the corporation. That's how the whole thing happened. Now the MD of that corporation, Mr. Ganta Subbarao, was named, accused and arrested. And the total arrests and details are also there, we'll show you. The point here is the number of officers involved are many, and the project was conceived and directed by the corporation. Corporation related officers have been arrested. And the whole perpetrator, the principal conspirator of the whole crime was identified in as many months. In the initial stage, 21, when the FIR was booked, it was just a skill development corporation asking CID to investigate into certain money hawala that has happened. And therefore the A1 was at that point of accused the MD. But later on, during the course of investigation and over the period of time, we have identified several, like there are about 13 companies, entities, okay? 13 company entities out of 37. So human accused, hum agar liya jaye, 37 minus 13. So 24 human entities. In 24, we have seen that 7 have applied for anticipatory bail and 10 were arrested. The 10th being Mr. Naidu, and not arrested so far 7. On the 9th of this month, we arrested Mr. Naidu. On the 5th of this month, when we served a notice to one of the accused, Mr. Pendiala Srinivas, who is the PA of Mr. Naidu. He has been a government employee serving as Assistant Secretary in the planning department now, and he had served for several years under Mr. Naidu. So he was served a notice, and within 24 hours he fled the country. He ran away to USA. That has triggered us to take further action against, in this case, against the accused, resulting in the arrest of Mr. Naidu on 9th September. The person who ran away is Pendiala Srinivas. He ran away to USA, and he was a serving government employee and served for very long. He was named accused in an IT raid 2 years ago for being a conduit to handing over cash and doing such hawalas for the former Chief Minister by IT department. We have all the evidence, and last 2 years it has happened. And not only he, but the certain other people who have done fake invoice generation. Okay? They create fake invoices and they help people who want to siphon out government money. They help them by generating invoices in the name of companies that are not at all related to the area of activity. And then they route the money to the persons intended. So such persons, he is linked. This Pendiala is linked to such people. And one of them is Yogesh Manoj Vasdev Pardasani, who was also served a notice and he ran away to Middle East. So efforts are on to apprehend both of them so that the investigation will go unhindered and that money trail is logically concluded. But the whole issue began in 2018 when the ACB of Andhra Pradesh was given a communication by DGSTI Pune. In Pune, the officers in charge of the GST administration, they found the same 241 crore of proceeds of crime which I have talked to you. The 240 amount they found and they sent the notices to ACB. They said in their letter, Director General, they said 241 crores misappropriated. They also said 3 organizations are involved.
So sorry, who is misappropriated 341? 241, sorry. Who has
241 crores is an amount that, I'll tell you how. The GST authorities were approached by certain companies, various entities, asking for what? GST rebate, GST refund rather. So when the GST refund application keep coming, they analyzed and found out that each of them is jostling and trying to achieve the GST refund by saying that they have completed, therefore they have done it and therefore we need the refund. This way, when they found out, they realized that Andhra Pradesh Skill Development Corporation, SISW and Design Tech, 3 companies have funneled out 241 crores. And for the 241 crores, a host of 10 or 20 companies are fighting there to get their refund. That fighting alarmed the GST, and in their total investigation, they have landed on the fact that Andhra Pradesh Skill Development Corporation with 2 other entities has brought out 241 crores from their total amounts. And this 241 crores is being fought for the rebate. And they wrote to ACB.
So these companies are related to Design Tech?
Exactly. When you see then the chart, when the moment the chart comes, you'll understand. So they come under the hierarchy of Design Tech. Now these companies, as you said, are the smaller entities. Design Tech, as you said, is the recipient entity. Now इन दोनों के बीच में एक entity है, उसका नाम है PVSP Skillar Enterprises.
4 layers.
Okay? Yeah. Now if you see this middle, the one at the center, that is an entity that directly received from Design Tech. If you see 371 is repeated at 2 places. First one is Skill Development Corporation, second one is Design Tech. But then after that the 241 has been pushed out via PVSP. PVSP acted as the first level for the entire shell companies below. So we can call that as the first level shell company, because they had nothing to do with the agreement which government had concluded with those people. So they were nowhere figuring in the agreement. They come all of a sudden and they receive it from Design Tech. So it is a crime committed by Design Tech of pushing out 241 for purposes not related to skill development. So they would have skilled anybody, any number of people, 2 lakhs employed and this and that. Over the period of years, there are a lot of training that happens. But 241 is our focus. We have come here to tell you about 241 crores proceeds of crime. We as a CID are interested in knowing where the 241 went. We are not interested in knowing how many people were trained, how many trained people are moving around, how many of them go and give interviews, we have employed and all that because of so and so and all. All that is immaterial. Yeah.
So whether the head of Design Tech officials been arrested?
Yeah. The arrested details. Flash the names. Yeah. Vikas Kanvelkar is of that Design Tech. Suman Bose is of the SISW. Pendiala Srinivas is of Mr. Naidu's thing. Both. So both by ED as well as CID, वो slide दिखा दीजिए. दोनों CID as well as this one. You have that? Yeah.
Like who? Please.
Both ED and CID arrested.
So in this matter, the ED took action, got to know about cycling of the rebate, the GST rebate they were seeking, and
Yeah.
One is-
So there are, see, now you saw three entities. You saw already the the GSTI, the ED, the Income Tax Department, the CID, four government agencies, plus the Siemens headquarter, which came and did their own forensic investigation. What did they say? And that also he is going to explain. So there are five entities who have landed upon this 241 figure. Everyone has come, on the radar of everyone is 241. Who are these five? Four are government agencies. One is CID, which registered an FIR in 2021. Another is ED, which took off on basis of CID's work. And third is IT, which had always been doing its tracking and which has tracked to Mr. Naidu's PA well 2 years before this thing. And the DGSTI in 2018, much before the whole thing. So, and with our emails to the head office of Siemens AG, Germany, we get replies from Siemens AG that, look, हमको 371 में हमारा ताल्लुकात है सिर्फ 58.8 करोड़ का, वो स्लाइड दिखा.
The 100 crores they have mentioned that Siemens received 100 crores from design tech.
It's easy to come to 100. Of that, I'll take you through to reach that 100 figure. How? That table I'll show you. That figure, that. No, Siemens in general. See, what she's asking is Siemens. So then we'll again have to talk about which Siemens. So Siemens is two now. Siemens India software based out of Delhi. Siemens AG Germany. One second. 58, see, look at that. Shall I go there? Yeah. Now you see, SISW. 51.44 crores. This 51 plus 7 taxes is the letter written to us by Siemens Germany. What does Siemens Germany say? कि हमने 58.8 crore receive किया है. In return we have sent software. उस सॉफ्टवेयर में हमारा कोई ग्रांटेड या डिस्काउंट या कुछ नहीं है, कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. वो सीधा 58.8 of the counter purchase of software. Okay,
That's it.
let that thing remain. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, so once this 51 plus 7 is accounted for, so then there is another Siemens somewhere here, you see. Yeah, so setting up this, that, hardware, software, LMS is what, learning management something. So these are the amounts that are in the spending. This is the amount that is taken away from out of this. So 371 minus 241 should be in your mind. You come to 241 is the shelled out. Suppose you take this and add to this. This is about 60 crore. 240 plus 60 is 300. Okay. ये 300 इसमें से हटा दो, 71 है. That 71 is the one that is spent. Let us say spent meaningfully, spent on something. Okay, spent on skill development, let us say. So 70 is spent on hardware, 60 is spent on software. Whom did they get this from? They wrote to their parent company and got it. That.
Total they have spent, they received only 72 crores.
Who's that here?
51 plus 12, right? Siemens
Yeah.
overall.
Okay,
Then
yeah.
Siemens
Siemens Group,
Group.
yeah. There are two people, no? We have a letter from Siemens AG that all we have to do is with this software. Please don't ask us anything more than that. So this is shown, बड़ा चढ़ाकर इसको दिखा दिया गया है, 2,500 crores. इसी software को everywhere they show. They project it on paper. But where is it? Nothing. Where is the 3,000 crores in this? Where is the 3,300? Government has released. So who is behind this releasing of 371? Unless a force in government releases it. How does 371 go out of the system? Because of projecting it as 3,300. Who accepted 3,300 at the highest level? Who ran the files? How did the project run? That is what we are trying to explain to you.
The budget was set for that particular, year was 2015-16, right?
Yeah.
So it was 370 some crore was estimate.
Yeah.
So that was approved.
That was the release.
No, this is the
It's easy to understand another way. 5 साल में क्या 5 साल 90-10 चला? नहीं. क्या 5 साल में हर साल जाके 3-3 हजार का करोड़ प्रोजेक्ट की गई है? नहीं है. सिर्फ उसी में प्रोजेक्ट की गई है. जो 383 वाला साल है 15-16, सिर्फ उसी में सिर्फ SW से सिर्फ डिजाइन टेक के साथ ये जो 3,300 करोड़ वाला एलिफेंट प्रोजेक्ट है. बाकी 3 साल देयर इज नो 90-10, देयर इज नथिंग लाइक thousands of crores.
तो आपने फॉर्मर सीएम को अरेस्ट किया है, वो आपने इसलिए किया है, उन्होंने फंड रिलीज किया है, उसमें इलीगल
Twofold for designing the whole event, conspiracy, principal conspirator, as well as for the end beneficiary, जिसका investigation चल रहा है, and whose end beneficiary also will be traced.
जो फंड जो रिलीज किया है, जो उसमें इलीगलिटीज है, जो 241 जिसको आप ट्रेस आउट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, जो कि शेल कंपनीज के थ्रू जो है,
Correct.
तो आपको अभी तक बेनिफिशियरीज मिले हैं, क्या वो वापस जो है रूट होकर के वापस एन चंद्रबाबू नायडू या उनकी फैमिली किसी तक पहुंचा है, या आप अभी उसे ट्रेस आउट कर रहे हैं?
ट्रेस आउट कर रहे हैं. दिस इज अ क्वेश्चन दैट आस्क्ड. ट्रेस आउट कर रहे हैं. आदमी को भी ट्रेस आउट करना है. आदमी भाग गया एंड
अरेस्टिंग हुई है, एन चंद्रबाबू नायडू को तो आपने अरेस्ट किया है, वो किस ग्राउंड पे आपने किया है? मतलब
For releasing. For-
उसके लिए किया है.
for releasing
Sir, however,
as well as
तो
sir,
basically
however,
it's
the
not
officials
beneficiary.
were not in, sir, however, the officials were not.
official Ganta Subbar is arrested. What are the officers who are arrested?
Chandra Reddy, sir, Arja Shrikant, Prema Chandra Reddy,
And
those were
Ajay
involved during the undertaking of this entire agreement.
See, Ajay Kalam was he was a special secretary of the higher education, and he was Jain. I don't know why the different names keep coming.
Reddy,
No,
Prema
sir,
Chandra Reddy.
Prem Chandra Reddy was MD. Yeah.
Prema Chandra Reddy was IS who was involved in the undertaking of this entire agreement. Arja Shrikant was that time the MD of skill development.
No, you got it wrong. The term of Mr. Ajay Srikant is much later. You may please check. Yeah. No, we are talking about 15, 16 to 18.
Now Prema Chandra Reddy was involved.
As far as Prem Chandra Reddy is concerned, his tenure there.
It is during
Sure.
the undertaking of MD
Yeah.
only, sir.
Yes, sir. He was.
But
Yeah,
you
he
didn't
was.
question him, but you didn't question him.
He was directed by his boss. Who's his boss? Ex-official chief secretary to CM. We arrested him. Why? Because he routes the files, he creates the idea, he moves the whole process within the system, and he directs officers to. He gets officers. He shows officers the signatures of the chief minister and says you have to sign.
So what is the
This is how.
Ajay Kalam Reddy who vetted the project and released the funds and he
Who
has
vetted
not
her?
been-
No idea.
So you have not investigated that, are you planning to investigate? Because these names are coming. If you
No,
have come
these are the
here-
names. No,
Sir, you have come here to,
Yeah.
give the facts, Even whatever rumors, even if we have this Ajay Kalam Reddy, Prem Chandra, you just need to clarify
Clarify.
with those officials.
Sure.
Who are they, whether they were involved, if at all involved, why didn't the CID investigate them, arrested them?
Why did you
सर
want to
CID के ऊपर किसी तरीके का प्रेशर है, कोई पॉलिटिकल प्रेशर है कि हमें स्पेसिफिक एक केस को करना है क्योंकि आप
नहीं, there is no such.
आप लोग पॉलिटिकल इन्फ्लुएंस होकर केस इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रहे हैं?
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. CID has taken up the investigation from the standpoint of a corporation, but it has landed up at the stage of political clearances. At the highest level, when clearances happened, the cabinet was misled. That is why CID has expanded the scope of investigation to convert the accused as number one. When we began, the A1 was Mr. Ganta Subbarao. At the end of 1.5 year, he becomes A1. If we are under pressure, he would have named him A1 on that day only, no? Why will we?
So that,
We might as well make him A1 to please the political masters or whatever.
so
See,
it's a
the-
tripartite agreement, right?
Hmm.
Between three. From the government side, whosoever signed on that day,
Ah.
approved and released the funds,
Who
whether
d-
they have been arrested.
He's arrested, no? He will give, please, I think it's time for him to tell. If you,
He
was not the signatory to the agreement.
were manipulated.
Huh?
You are saying
Chandra
all
did
these
not
certificates-
signatory to the agreement.
You are saying
It
all
was
these
unsigned
certificates-
agreement. I will give that.
he came after.
Never signed the agreement.
So mic
So may first let me introduce, and I beg your pardon that I do not know Hindi. not even one word. I know only one thing. When in my room boy comes, I can ask him, Idrao. I do not know how to let him go. I go to the door and ask back, Idrao. So that much of Hindi I know, ma'am.
He also knows another job. I hope you are not hating Hindi.
Pardon?
You are not hating Hindi.
I'm being the additional advocate general. I'm prosecuting the case. I'm prosecuting the case on behalf of the state. And that's why I request you that don't put me any word, and I'm sorry for that. So I beg you, I pray you that if at all you are...
ऐसी क्या जरूरत पड़ी कि आपको यहाँ प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करना पड़ा?
I don't know what you are saying. Again you are saying in Hindi. Let me start, ma'am. Let me start. I'll fill in some gaps and I'll go ahead with that.
Now, why don't you issue the press release? Because whatever you are saying, tomorrow you can say we have misunderstood and we have misreported.
It will not happen that way. I'll give.
Because it's a matter that
It can happen to us.
yes, sir, this is a matter which is
There should be
subjudice,
written
sir.
documents
Tomorrow, anything we write, if it is misreported, we are also held.
Yeah, I also responsibility for
Give
that.
an official statement, this is what the correct picture.
This is nothing but official statement. This is every day. This is a regular routine with all the people. So many meetings. This is exclusive for elite people like you. No, this is exclusive for elite people like you.
आपने सर प्रेस को भी 2 भागों में बांट दिया।
No, would you kindly allow me to say something?
Yes, sir.
And please remember that don't
You
put.
clarify on Chandra Reddy.
He was not the MD.
Yes, sir.
He never signed the tripartite agreement.
No, he.
No, he was not the MD. I'll say. L. Premchandra Reddy, IAS Secretary to Government.
Sir, once again, let me clarify. Someone was asking why Andhra Pradesh press is not allowed. See, both the officers and all of them, they were talking to the Telugu press in Vijayawada. They were talking to the Telugu press in Hyderabad. The other day they spoke to the Telugu press in Hyderabad. Thrice or 4 times they spoke to the Telugu press. So they wanted the national media to be here exclusively.
That's the only
I
reason.
tell you one thing. On your demand, if I allow the Telugu press now inside, you will not be able to talk to them. They will be asking in Telugu, they will be insisting that they should speak in Telugu.
Well said.
So to facilitate you people, we have done this. Please bear with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Amar. I am the National Media Advisor of Andhra Pradesh government.
Thank you, sir.
So please allow me and don't put me any question in. Please.
Yes, sir.
I'm the.
But sir, at least if one press release, something in the writing you must give to us.
We'll consider that. Being the Additional Advocate General of AP State, I am in charge of the prosecuting this case. Right from the moment that the arrestee was produced before the court on 10th morning, 6, I got associated with the case, not prior to that. At the time of arrest, the state requires the remand that I am being the state law officer that I was made to attend the court and see that remand takes place. The whole thing is like this, so simple I'll put it, but efficient Additional DG spoke so much in Hindi, but I never got a single word what he was saying. One thing, it is a scheme or scam, well devised with skill. It was skill development case where it was so skillfully it was devised. As per, it was so projected to the government, some Telugu leader from, party leader from Telangana went to the then chief minister and projected a scheme like this. And immediately everything was set in place and it was haste post that this took off. This, before the cabinet or before in the assembly, it was projected that a great company like Siemens is coming and benevolent to our state that they are giving 90% of the project cost free as grant in aid, that out of 3,300 crores. That's more important. The project outlay is 3,300 crores. Siemens is giving free to the state of AP. They contribute whatever in the project of 90%. We have to put only 10%. At this point, I request you just pause for a moment. Sometime back also I received a message around 1 a.m. in the night to my WhatsApp. You won about $1 million. I was very happy. By morning that message came. You put it, 10% of that will add together and send it to you. Same scheme, this happened here. If the government, the people were so lured and so tempted that government is, that Siemens is giving 90% free grant in it, that is as per GOMS number 4. This was the decision taken, this was what had been projected by the government to the people of AP and to the member legislatures. That was the scheme. It was so flowery, so tempting, so nice. Yes, leave it. The next, I've seen the agreement that it is neither dated nor signed. As ma'am you asked, Prem Chandra Reddy was signatory. I'll circulate it, you could see it is not signed, not drafted, not typed. Not even.
I am done
Aisha,
with
Allah
you.
will do, Aisha. Aisha. I'm sorry.